Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you a bit.
What's up, everybody? It's Final Guys, voted by 4 out of 5 dentists as the greatest horror podcast in the world.
It's true.
Who knew? I just did the poll this week. And according to my psychic, we will be the #1 write-in ballot for president of the United States this November.
USA.
Wow, the whole group, all of us.
All 4. It's a 4-man oligarchy. We're a half-agarchy. So just get ready.
Okay.
The Olive Garden.
The Olive Garden key. Tonight, we are in my world tonight, everybody. You're all just existing in my world because we're reviewing the new found footage movie, Frogman. Ribbit.
Frogman.
Available on YouTube to rent. And then the usual general shenanigans that we do every week. So before we jump in to drinking words and news and the dumb crap we watch, does anybody have a special announcement?
Sunday is my next unboxing. It's already been a month, which kind of blew me away. So join me live for beer and shenanigans and God knows what else I will have.
If you
Sunday
want to see
at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, if you want to see Jason's box, Sunday is the day to see it.
I might show the whole thing this time.
You should.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to tune in. I put it on in the background while I'm doing something because for the first time I hooked you up, Jason. So something in there, buried in there.
Oh, I haven't looked at any names. How long ago did you send it?
It was a live gerbil.
I don't know, a week or two ago, but it wouldn't have my name on it.
Oh, okay.
There should be a note, but it doesn't have my name on it.
Okay.
So
we shall see.
I hope it's as good as the Carmen Electra crap movie I found for you.
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God, that was so bad. And then when I found out the woman naked and it wasn't even her, I was like, what?
Major disappointment.
Say what, that woman was pretty hot, though. I mean, it wasn't bad.
True. Chad, do you have another book coming out? It's been a few weeks. Are you good?
You're right. No, I am good. I feel like you know what? I just actually signed a contract with an Italian publisher to put out Out Behind the Barn in 2025.
Nice. I'm taking my family out behind the barn. And Jack, what kind of whiskey do you have near you?
Sweet bourbon.
Is that the name of it? Let's do some
the last
promos.
Of the new riff.
Oh,
got a tiny bit left there.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's a cool bottle.
It is a cool bottle. I'm sad that it's empty. Goodbye, friend.
I was gonna say I wish I lived close enough still to finish it before the show's over.
I have other bottles though.
Oh, good man. Okay, here we go. This is time. You all wait for this. You can forget the news. Nobody cares about the news. It's the drinking game that matters.
This is true. All right. Drink if you hear us say these words. If Jack says slimy, urban, or Hauser. If Hunter says boggy, Ohio, or cryptid. If I say classic, Deathstalker, or footage. And if Lesky says Loveland or Loveland?
I think it's Loveland.
Loveland interviews or runtime. Or if any of us says YouTube, Frogman, or Worm.
Worm? Sure, why not? Go for
it. Thanks to Donna, I stole a comment she had. That's now my name. So, plagiarism.
Yeah, really. We got good names tonight, Jason. For those listening, Jason's name is Hell Comes to Frogman. That is a take on a very funny movie. Jack is Horny Toad.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we know that. Chad is Killer Kermit.
Kermit the Frog here.
That was really good.
That was nice.
Wow. And I am Roger Ribbit.
I like that.
It just came to me out of nowhere. It was easy. All right.
It's good.
Let's get on. Oh, God, my nipples are so hard. Jack's award-winning news.
It's the news. Yay.
You're gonna need hard, sharp nipples tonight because
Okay.
there's actually a lot of news. Hunter, I know you have like some sort of fetish about this, so let me show you something.
Oh,
The original
open the
news,
door. Yes.
second page, bitch.
Second, 2 pieces of paper.
Whoa.
I knew this was gonna just. I thought if you think that you had diamonds going,
I always figure when the show is over, you just erase everything.
I know you have some weird fixation on paper in me. So
I do.
this is
Well, now when
want
we get
paper?
fed up with get fed up with the bad news about the remakes and stuff, Jack, now you can do the throw in the air and have
I
the
can't take
papers.
this.
Or tear the paper in half. I dare you.
And part of this is because Cub reporters Michael Clark and Tina Edwards, the
Nice.
Crack Action News team,
Out on the
funneling me
street,
some info.
Your AP
doing the
wire.
Lord's work.
First of all, the big news: Academy Awards just the other night.
Yep.
Godzilla -1 won Best Picture.
What?
I take it back. It won Best Visual Effects.
Yeah.
Godzilla won a friggin' Oscar.
Deserved it. Deserved it. Those visual effects for what they paid. Amazing.
They paid $15 million. They went up against Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Napoleon, Mission Impossible, and The Creator. All super duper special effects with super duper budgets behind them. And little old Godzilla at 15 mil.
That's amazing. 1 mil went to craft services.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
I'm very excited about who won the Oscars too, in case you can't tell. I really care about the Oscars.
Your face, Jason, was awesome.
Jesus Christ.
They are worthless. Any awards ceremony is worthless, but it's nice to see Godzilla get some recognition, I guess.
Now, remember when we watched Island of Dr. Moreau recently, and we all had a good time with that one?
We
What
did.
movie?
Look out for Eyes in the Trees coming soon with Anthony Hopkins, yet another retelling adaptation of the Island of Dr. Moreau.
For a second, I thought
Really?
you were going to say the long-awaited sequel. I was like, what?
The
Okay.
long-awaited remake. This is remake number 4, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so, because there
Yeah.
was like one in like the 40s or 50s, right?
Island of Lost Souls, and then Island of Dr. Moreau with Michael York and Val Kilmer. Wow. All right. It's a great story. It's hard to mess the story up.
Yeah, and
They tried last time.
we'll see. Hey, look, Anthony Hopkins, go for it. Let's see what you got.
Is he in his 80s now?
Probably.
At least.
Just hope he has like an ice bucket on his head
and a kimono.
and a little dude sitting next to him, like a mini-me.
I hope the director loses his mind, goes to like a local tribe for a while, and then infiltrates the movie as an extra.
Who could be the Val Kilmer in that? That's sort of the other guy who went nuts in that movie.
Crispin Glover.
There you
Yo,
go.
wow. Yeah.
Let's get him out. Where
There
is
you go.
Crispin? I miss him.
Mhm.
What if, I was going to say Nicolas Cage, if you could get him in there somehow.
Yes.
Oh,
He should be like the lawgiver, like the main guy. What is the law?
Or Tom Cruise playing just himself. Like no acting. Just play yourself.
What am I doing?
Oh, are all the animals going to be CG? I just thought of that. Oh,
Ooh.
that
probably.
might look not good.
Yep. You can bet. You can bet your bippy. They're going
Bet
Maybe
to
to win an Oscar
Sweet
for best
Bippy.
effects.
we got some news on the Halloween TV series that's in production by Lionsgate. It's not going to be a continuation of the Halloween Ends trilogy that Chad loves so much. It's going to use the 78 movie as the base, and then it's a creative reset. So it sounds like it's going to be yet another one of those. The original movie is
Start over.
canon, and then you start over from there.
Why? Why do they keep doing this?
What was
This is
the
like
movie? I
the
didn't
fourth
hear?
time.
Halloween. It was
Halloween
a
series.
John Carpenter movie from the 70s.
Again? I mean,
It's a TV series.
Why?
Because remember when they had the big the rights? I think there might. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we see movies too. But
This is bizarre town now.
I'm down.
what is
man.
wrong with Hollywood? I don't
I know.
understand.
I know, but I'm down.
They are
When it comes
utterly
to
lost.
Halloween or Phantasm,
Uh,
I don't care.
I can
what
see
comes
why. The
out.
last 3 Halloweens were really good, so there's reason for hope.
This is Blumhouse,
No.
so they hold the keys to the car.
Did I say the last 3 Halloweens? I meant
did.
like the last 11 Halloweens have been really good.
yes,
I know you liked 2018.
Not really.
The first
all?
of the 3.
Yeah,
It was okay. But
I would
I
go
don't know
with
how
okay.
much. I've only seen it in the theaters the one time. My expectations, because the trailer was so good, my expectations were like really high, and it was kind of dumb, so it bothered me.
you know, one
Mine
of the
were
problems
low
with that
because-
movie. Oh, God.
It was made.
mine were low because of 4, 5, 6, 7. It was just total garbage.
That's why I don't like to watch trailers too, because my expectations get all messed up.
Yeah,
Get all excited.
The first one wasn't bad until the other 2 happened, and then it sullied the first one. Because if the first one had just ended the way it ended, and that was it, you'd be like, "Oh, that was pretty cool." But then once it was like, "Nah,
Yeah, we have more story to tell.
yeah.
evil
Yeah,
doesn't
maybe
die
worse.
tonight."
Yeah, evil doesn't.
Story to tell. with the
Or
main
evil grabs a
character.
buddy and then they go party all night, killing others.
It's good to trick or treat in pairs. This one came from Michael Clark. Huge news. Hunter, I wish you still lived closer to me than you do. We may have to work on something here.
Okay.
It's the 45th anniversary of Dawn of the Dead, and it's coming back to theaters for April and May. If you go to dawn45.com, you can see if it's coming near you. For me, the closest it is near where you used to live, Hunter, or up the line a little bit. So I don't know if
That's worthy of a trip. Although, here you go, Jack. I propose something else. Mahoning Theater is doing Zombie Fest weekend, I think in May. One of the days, that Saturday, is Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Triple freaking feature.
Dang.
even if we just went to the first 2, it'd be okay.
I love the third one.
I like the third one.
Say hello, Aunt Alicia.
I do, but sitting in a car with Hunter for 3 movies might not
Well,
be.
I don't. We'll be
Yeah.
out of the car. We'll be drinking outside.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 movies of beer farts with
Yeah.
Hunter. That's what you
I don't
need.
know if I could sit in a car with me for that many movies.
Yeah, but that's right. You get the chairs. You're outside, smoking cigars,
That, yeah.
drilling beers. It'll all be good.
So anyway, if you have not seen the original Dawn of the Dead, make an effort to find it and see it because it's the best.
It is.
Now, the big news that hit today that nobody in this room cares about: Nev Campbell is going to return to Scream for Scream 7 as Sidney Prescott.
Oh,
And
thank
since
God.
That's the big horror news. And Tina let me know about it. I thought I would report it for our listeners out there because some of them actually like the Scream sequels. I know nobody here really cares.
I haven't seen
I
the sixth
actually-
one yet.
I actually was a little bit disappointed by that because I thought, if Scream abandoned everything they were doing and started with a fresh concept of like, okay, new town, new ghost face,
hmm
maybe there's a chance for this. But if you're going to have Nev Campbell come back and just do the same old thing,
Isn't she almost 60?
she's 85.
She's older than Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, she's going to be
Yeah.
in the new Dr. Moreau.
Hi.
I really do bitch about everything. That's not a remake, at least. They're still trying to do an ongoing series. I get, just
Wow, you're positive about something.
I'm
Maybe-
trying, man.
Everybody drink.
All I
Maybe-
do is bitch during the news every week.
Will they de-age her for a prequel?
Ugh.
Think about it. Think about it.
I actually heard mixed things about the last one. Some people
What
say
if they-
it was shit.
What
I
if they
haven't seen any
de-age
since
her
then.
and Denise Richards for another round at Wild
All right,
Things?
I'm in for that. Faux show.
Faux show.
Are you all done?
No,
Just more?
2 pages.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's,
we just said I am actually one of the things I'm going to save till next week.
it's not
but
a lot
two
of
more
work going
things.
on at the day job.
Number one, This came from Tina. Thank you, Tina. This is big. Everybody open Amazon right now. You get ready to buy. The Shining miniseries Blu-ray is now out on Blu-ray, $29.49 on Amazon right now. You can have this like tomorrow if you order it right now. It's
Tim
4
Meyer
hours.
just texted me. He's out the door.
Also, two things. There's a special commentary by Tim Meyer on it. And also our episode about that is one of the bonus features.
It should be. That was like two hours of
I
bashing.
can't believe they released that on Blu-ray. That is mind-boggling.
Oh, there's worse. There's worse on Blu-ray. You know that, Jason.
Yeah, but they're not releasing like new movies on Blu-ray anymore. Like the physical media is dying, and they were like, "What can we dredge up to keep it going?"
Tina said she bought one.
Wow. Good for you, Tina. That's commitment.
Wow.
Limited to 2 copies, one for Tina and one for Tim.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, wait, we sold a second one? What the hell?
That's
Mick Garris is rolling in that Blu-ray dough.
That is.
The last piece of news was something that I was.
This is a record, by the way. This is like 5 pieces of news. This is an amazing one.
And I'm leaving one out.
Oh.
We finally have word on what's going to happen with the Salem's Lot remake that disappeared and got shelved.
Yep.
It's going to come out on Max later this year. So they're not Batgirling it and making it go away. We're going to see it.
I literally saw that just before I logged in before.
I mean, this is a step above Batgirl. This is like, we're just going to put it over here. This does not bode well.
By the way,
and I heard Stephen King, I saw him on Twitter saying he saw it and it was a bad movie, which means it's fucking terrible. That guy's taste in movies is so bad.
I'm dying to see this movie, but my expectations, until I see a trailer at least, are like way down low. But I also, I had trouble believing they were going to shelve it unless it was super horrible because of the strike. And
it's horror too. Horror, just you put anything out.
It's horror and you need content. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's going to be a nice bump for them around Halloween.
Stephen King might not like it because there might be a Republican character in it. Then it's over.
Well, he said he
out.
did like it, so I think we're
Yeah,
all right.
okay. By the way, Michael Toten just announced the last Kumite Steelbook 4K Blu-ray is available for pre-order.
Is it on Amazon.com? I know it was on Amazon Germany. I hadn't announced anything yet because it was only overseas. But
Hey, Toten, why don't you send me one of those?
I'm a scheitzer.
it actually it hit number 1 in action in Germany today.
Wow.
When it dropped, yeah.
That's awesome, man. By the way, there's another piece of news that Jack did not cover.
You want to hear it or not? Because I could not show
You have
it.
well, I'm going to say the big news. It's your birthday tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Zach.
Congratulations. 70
Wow.
never looked so good.
Here's to me and Nev Campbell.
Both dyeing your pubic hairs to look younger. All right.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to
Today
me.
is Jesus' birthday and Jack's.
Full Metal
Brian
Jacket.
saying hi from the hospital. Hope you're all right.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Hope it's nothing serious. Well, you know what? We're here to make your stay a little bit more pleasant until you hit the morphine around 9:15.
Guy's got to step on my birthday news with his I'm in the hospital. Come on, man.
How do I go to a death dedication? Casey, it's ponderous, man.
Ponderous.
All right, Jack. Sorry about it. Which rub and tug are you going to tomorrow?
There's a great place called. I got nothing.
There used to be one. On,
I had
Dr.
something and I
Moro.
was like, I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, don't say it. Okay, that's Jack. What's your
That's
line?
all the news that's fit to print.
All right, let's go to the crap we watched.
We have such sights to show you.
And the best side is Jack and his. Oh my God, he ruined the paper. The paper's gone.
Jesus.
If next week he pulls everything up on a tablet, then I was vindicated saying it's the same piece of paper for the last 7 years. Okay. Chad, I'm
Yes.
interested to know what Tubi has been playing. So
Yeah, what's with the new Tubi colors?
I
and
like it. It's cute.
a little sound thing.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys see? People are noticing Tubi is censoring movies.
I was just gonna say that.
What?
Yes.
Yep. People are noticing there's a lot of nude scenes and stuff being cut out.
Yeah, they
that's
say if you
unfair.
look at the run times, you can see some movies are.
They were talking about it
Oh,
in my
man.
on my Patreon, and it's probably advertisers. I mean, that's what wrecked YouTube. Is the advertisers are like, oh, I don't want to have my ads on this and that. So it wouldn't surprise me if like the crazy nude scenes are being cut now.
Now I got to pay for my boobies.
Goodbye to be.
Goodbye
to
to
be.
be.
Look at
Goodbye.
Chat's face.
Well, it's not about the boobs as much as just like Tubi has always been like, you know, if you want to see a movie like Dead Alive, it's like, what is this, the unrated version, or is this the, you know, it doesn't matter. With Tubi, they have the best version, they have the best quality version, and they have the one that you want to see. And so that really bums me out.
Hmm.
Now I don't know, how rampant it is, but people are noticing that some stuff is being cut.
Greg,
I remember
Morgan
Amazon
says-
was doing that because you could upload your own movie to Amazon if you made one, but they were making indies cut out nude scenes and stuff.
That's why my Mott movie never made it there.
Yeah,
Bad Ben used to be
ridiculous.
Bad Ben's boobs, but they had to cut a bunch out.
Well, they didn't cut the I Spit on Your Grave, that's for sure.
Greg Morgan says, in this day and age, with all the real horror in the world, don't we need more boobs?
Amen.
I agree. Who's running on that? That's what we're running on. That's why we're now the #1 write-in candidate for president.
More boobs.
More boobs. More beer.
Make boobs great again.
All right. Well, I watched it's not boobs, but it rhymes with boobed on YouTube instead of
YouTubes.
Tubi. I watched a 3-part YouTube series called The Oldest View. The first part,
Just looking in
clocks it
Jack's
in.
window.
That's my OnlyFans tomorrow.
The first part clocks in at 4 minutes, and then the second is 12, and then the third is about 48 minutes long. If you plan on watching these, just know that it gets much better than the first 4 minutes. The first 4 minutes is kind of like,
It doesn't set the plate.
No, not at all. You can almost skip it unless you want to do this, like, deep dive into the whole meaning behind, everything. Try to figure that out. This is found footage about a YouTube vlogger who finds a hole in the ground under a tree. And inside the hole is a staircase that goes down about half a mile, turns, then keeps going. Very House of Leaves and very unsettling.
Does it go into a mall? Because I just
Yes.
watched something like that today on,
Yeah.
on Instagram.
I actually had a hard time watching this. Like I got those stairs, going down these stairs. My wife and I were filming it for an episode of Creepy Couch that will be up Thursday, and it got a legitimate, like, visceral reaction out of me.
Dang.
Yeah, like I was not happy about this. But it's not going to hit everybody like that. If you're not claustrophobic, then or whatever. But man, so you may not be affected the same way. But that's just one part of it. At the bottom of the staircase is an abandoned shopping mall. It's huge, and when the guy tries to leave, the stairs have blocked him and crumbled. What follows is a ton of snooping around. Probably 15 minutes of it could have been cut. And then the vlogger runs into something down there that starts following him. It's something I wasn't particularly freaked out by, but I can see why someone might be. I've seen a lot of people talking about how scary they think this thing is. It's not like it's not maybe what you might think it is, but I watched this because I was told it was really scary, and it is, but it's not like the scariest thing ever made. But the stairs are probably what got me the most, and just how long these were. But the most impressive thing about this thing is after I watched it, I found out there's a kid made this. He was like 17 when he made it. He's 18 now. And the mall that he's in is completely fake and CGI, and I would have guessed that.
No way.
You cannot tell. He used Blender on his computer. He got the blueprints from a mall that had recently been torn down in Texas, and he created this whole mall. And I saw a thread talking about this, and I was like, wow, you kids are gullible. And then I saw more people talking about more people, and it's just, yeah, he did this on Blender. I don't know how this kid did this, but he's now working with A24 with
Holy cow.
a movie that's supposed to be coming out based on something he did before this one called The Backrooms, which is another YouTube series of his.
Wait,
So-
he's not doing like effects on a movie. They're letting him make a movie for A24 at
Yeah.
18 years old. Holy shit,
Yep.
good for him.
Yeah, and he's right, and
Ooh.
I know that the Talk to Me guys, they're pretty young. I think
They're
they're in their
young.
20s,
Yeah.
early 20s or something. But this makes him definitely the youngest that they've and I've heard him talk about. He said he's got all the creative control and that they've been great to work with. So kind of scared to see what this. I mean, A24, man, and then this kid. I can't imagine the future this kid has ahead of him with everything that's going on right now. The third part of this third part of this series has I think it's almost 6 million views.
It's a lot.
It's really popular. So
That's a
Is
kid
this
I've
worth
never heard of it.
watching?
what, Hunter?
Do you think it's worth watching?
I do. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I mean, I would, because he's 18 and he was working with A24 and all of this just stuff exploded, and he's so young, and the fact that he did this thing with CGI, I would love to cover it and get him on here to talk about all this stuff. I think that would be so
Might have
cool.
jumped above our pay grade already at 18.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
we
know.
can drink legally and he can't, little shit.
His name is Kane Parsons. Yeah, he's got some other short stuff on YouTube that I think has even more views. I just happened to watch this one because this is what I knew of at the time.
Yeah. I'm gonna check this out because
but-
I've seen videos of hole in the forest, by a tree, you go in and you go into
Yes.
a mall.
Yes,
So I don't know if it's related to what he did or people are kind of stealing the concept.
probably stealing the concept. I'm not sure. It's not the best found footage movie you'll ever see. It does drag a little bit when he's in the mall. But when you find out that this mall is not even real, and that a high school made it, it changes your perspective.
It's crazy.
And those stairs that made me so great job, Kane. Amazing stuff that he did. I can't
Donna
imagine
Holland
doing that
has
at
a great
18.
point. Maybe this proves we don't need a Hollywood. By the way, it's been proven
Yeah.
already for
We
years.
don't. Hollywood
But
is
yeah,
holding movies back.
I'd like to see what at least one of you guys thought. You know, like I said, the first like part, the 4 minutes, you know, it's like, what is this? And then the other ones are nothing like that. So
All right.
Author Ray Garton commented on Twitter about the Oscars saying, I've never seen so many Hollywood insiders saying how much they love each other. He goes, what are they all like having love affairs? And I wrote to him, I said, well, they are all at the same Hollywood orgies. So yes, they do love each other.
They are having love affairs.
Yeah. All right, Jason, what you got?
Well, because of that game I was playing, Helldivers 2, I had this crazy desire to watch Starship Troopers, which I had said Helldivers just blatantly rips off. So I had to go back. I got myself a nice 4K copy of Starship Troopers. I love this movie. I freaking love this movie. You know, Donna just said, does this prove we don't need Hollywood? This movie proves we don't need critics. Like dickwad critics, you know, like in the Hollywood Reporter and stuff, because they all trashed this movie as being like fascist propaganda. And it's so obviously a satire that watching it, it's like, how could you possibly take this movie seriously? Like, on what planet do you not see the fake commercials where they're shooting bugs and like handing kids guns and having them stomp on bugs and shit? Like how dumb could you be to watch this and take it seriously? But
The depths of dumbness.
honestly, if you like RoboCop, this movie's great. It has the same kind of humor, the same kind of satire and crazy gore. Don't fall in love with any characters in this because they're going to suffer a horrible horrible death. This movie is gory as hell. Honestly, I'm surprised it got made, being rated R and as violent as it is. This movie had like $100 or $120 million budget.
Oh my God.
In 97, which would be like astronomical now.
I actually heard a story about this movie on a podcast I was listening to this week. Basically, when they were making this, the rest of the cast was getting a kick out of Casper Van Dien because he was taking it so seriously. And everybody else was like, doesn't he realize this is like tongue in cheek? And he was like the only one that, like, I guess wasn't in on the joke and was like playing it like.
Interesting.
That's how you do it. It worked.
It kind of comes across on screen. He's like very serious. And it kind of makes it hilarious because I don't know. This movie is so freaking good, man.
It's kind of like Roadhouse, where if you're playing it seriously while the rest of the movie is ridiculous, it works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that one guy did used to fuck guys like him in prison, so he wasn't playing.
Ever.
Who hasn't?
If anybody hasn't seen Starship Troopers, if they were turned off by the poor reviews, go watch it, man. This movie is freaking great.
It's kind of fun we need now.
Yeah, it's just a blast. It's just the stuff they do in the military. I always forget Clancy Brown is in this as the what's he playing? Like a drill sergeant who just obliterates the people he's training. He breaks their arms, throws knives through their hands. Like it's just it's great, man. This movie's fun. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
As a good double feature with this, the movie with Chloe Grace Moretz, where she was on that old World War II bomber plane with the gremlin.
Oh, God.
Shadow into the Cloud or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a great double. Just fun, just dope. Fun.
But one movie knows what it is. The other is like,
I know they knew what that was. When she was propelled back into an airplane by falling into an exploding plane, I believe that was telling their hand.
Breastfeeding with the guys groveling at her feet at the end. I think they were like making a badass feminist movie.
Well, I don't take it that way.
I don't think that was tongue in cheek.
We got to get her on the show. We got to ask her.
We'll get her on right after this A24.
We'll get her if she's doing a movie with this dude from A24. We can get them both on.
Okay,
I'll talk to Peter Polk. He'll help us out.
Make it happen.
Speaking of poking, Jack, you're up.
That's a good way to segue into mine. Because are you guys familiar with a movie called The Lair of the White Worm from the 80s?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant with a
don't know
famous
if I've ever seen it, though.
Woman with the really long fangs. She's kind of a snaky looking.
Yeah.
So this movie is loosely based on a Bram Stoker book. But basically, Ken Russell made this movie. Ken Russell, you may know from things as like The Devils,
anything
Tommy,
that's made you uncomfortable,
Altered States. So this movie has a real psychedelic moments in it. Basically, he took bits and pieces from the book. This is essentially a vampire book. There's no vampires in the book. A vampire story. But there's none in the book. I have been aware of this movie for my whole life, but I've never seen it. So I found out, I think, on Tubi. And I was like, I got to watch this. And Hunter, you're exactly right. Hugh Grant is in this, very young Hugh Grant. Catherine Oxenberg, who I remember from like Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues.
Right.
Peter Capaldi, he was one of the Doctor Who's.
And what was the girl? There was another, wasn't there a Russell?
Well, Amanda Donahoe is the vampire woman who is a tall drink of water.
Tubi is excising her right now from their print.
Yes, I think I'm lucky I got to this movie before Tubi did, because she leaves it all out on the field.
Look at Hugh Grant right there.
This is a really fun, goofy, like I said, trippy horror comedy. It's got a British thing going, basically like this guy is excavating on a property and he finds like a giant snake's head skeleton, and then this woman who's kind of a priestess for this snake demon starts coming around, and basically she's like this snake vampire, and she starts biting people and turning them, and she's going at it in her mansion. And mostly what she does is scantily clad or not clad at all.
Unclad. She's uncladdable.
And there's moments like this where they have like this psychedelic things that I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So if you haven't seen this is a fun little oddity to go back and check out. I mean, Hugh Grant was made to play a stuffy British guy.
Yeah. It's a good movie. That's one that nobody ever talks about. It's so weird. It's good.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I'm always like looking at it going, yeah, someday I'll get around to this movie. So I finally was like, I just got to do
It's
it.
a vampire movie, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to have seen it at some point. I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's whacked. Whacked, but worth it. All right. I'm going to delve way into whacked. So I was on Shudder. I'm going to talk about two movies at the same time. Deathstalker 1 and 2.
Oh, baby.
This
is on my watch list for so bad it's good. I can't wait.
Sword and sorcery and tits. That's basically...
Yes.
That's the 80s in a nutshell.
It's the overarching theme for both. However, there is such a hard difference between the two. So the first one is just straight up, I assume everyone made this movie is just, masturbating and on mushrooms all day long. And they're just putting anything they want. It's literally, it's this, this Prince Valiant looking blonde dude, all muscled up. And by the way, women, if you're on the run from some like bandits and he saves you, the first thing he's going to do is grab your boobs and pull you real close because he's not the nicest guy on earth. There you go, Jack. You're going to need more bourbon for this one. So the first one is crazy. It's like the typical like Conan the Barbarian dude on a quest, gathering up people. There's a scene, it's like a bar cantina scene of just whores and barbarians going bananas. And you're like, and it never seems to end. And you don't want it to end because it's totally insane. They push the envelope on everything. This movie would never see the light of day today. Ever. Be canceled immediately. Who cares about the story? Who cares about the plot? You just want to see bad sword fights, just misogyny everywhere, and just blood and some magic shit. Who cares? All fun. That first movie is so damn bad. It's amazing. It's not SBIG, it's SBIA. So bad, it's amazing.
Wow. All right.
Then you get to a few years later and they make another one, and it's a spoof on sword and sorcery movies.
Oh.
So it's making fun of the whole thing, and it's very 80s. Like the other one feels like it was made by just a bunch of weirdos at a Renaissance fair in the 70s, and they found some used film canisters and made a movie. Maybe brought it to Italy. This other one is straight up 80s US kind of feel. The main guy, Deathstalker, he's totally different. He looks like one of the Hardy Boys. But it does pay off with a lot of nudity at the end. And to fill the time, they take the wild ass scenes from the first movie and intersperse them in there. So you see this like sex carnival going on at one scene, and then it's like this brighter color film, and just like a dude sitting next to somebody nudging a girl fully clothed. You're like, what the hell is going on here? So yes, Jack.
I have Deathstalker news.
You know you don't.
I swear to God I do.
What?
But you crumpled up the paper. It's in
the news vault. Just this week, it was announced that I believe the director of Psycho Gorman is doing a remake of Deathstalker.
Oh.
That's the right touch. I hope he does the first. He leans into the vibe of the first. The second is just...
I'm sure that's what he's doing.
Because like the second is like they're talking like they're surfers. It was so jarring. But the first is perfection. It's the kind of thing like I grew up with Conan the Barbarian and the novels and the black and white comic magazines, all like that was perfect. The second was just like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with Deathstalker.
Someone sent me Roger Corman's set because he made a bunch of these Sword Sandal movies, and we've watched 2 of the 4 movies on it so far, and 2 of them have been great, and the other 2 are Deathstalker 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, he's the uncredited producer in the first one, and you can tell he just kept looking at the dailies, going, "More boobs."
Those are
More
on
swords.
Shudder, right?
Shudder, yeah. And they're short.
Beautiful.
I mean, they're like 70 to 80 minutes long each.
Barbarian Queen, I think, was 70 minutes, 76 minutes. I mean, it was in and out.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
I haven't seen him.
It was a fun afternoon. I was like, oh, let me just turn this on for the hell of it. I'm like, oh, yes. And as bad as the second one was, it's still better than most of the crap I see nowadays. So I'll give it credit for that.
All right. Sweet. I can't wait to watch these.
All right. Round the bases to Chad. Or Kermit.
Okay.
Kermit
All right.
the Frog.
Hello there.
Over to watch Tubi for
Why
an
are there
uncensored,
so many
uncensored movie. Hopefully.
Tubi.
songs
We,
about rainbows?
All right, guys.
I think you just got shushed.
We did.
Okay. Because I enjoyed the torture I put myself through last week with Gore Girls, I went to another Herschel Gordon Lewis movie that I had not seen called The Wizard of Gore. I thought I'd seen it. I had not.
Jesus Christ.
This is like, well, it's 1970, so this is 8 years before Gore Girls. It's not as gory. Basically, this illusionist guy, these main guys that he gets for these, like Blood Feast, Wizard of Gore, Gore Girls. I don't know, man. Just actors that the actors that he gets for these main characters really, really stand out. And this guy is no exception. With his
he looks like Buddy Hackett.
Yeah, he kind of does a little bit. Yeah, she's way out of his league. This guy, man. But this guy with the white eyebrows, sometimes they're just looks like they've been spray painted on, and then sometimes they look like they've just been kind of dusted a little bit. I don't know if they fired their makeup guy one day and they're just like, I don't know how he did it. Just use this cold cream on his face. Put some sour cream up there. Yeah, smear some cream cheese on there. But this guy plays a magician, an illusionist, if you will, where he always takes a woman from the audience as his volunteer to do this illusion that always involves some kind of chance for him to eviscerate them somehow, whether it be having their sticking stuff in their eyeballs, or making them swallow swords and blood coming up, or disemboweling them, removing limbs. He does all of this stuff, and then the audience sees all the gore and they freak out and stuff, and then it's gone and they're fine. But then later, the volunteer dies the same exact way, but with no murder weapon and no murder to be found.
How?
Exactly.
It's magic.
Obviously, Herschel Gordon Lewis, he knows his movie sucked. But this is very incompetently done, and it's very, it ends abruptly, like his other stuff does.
Ran out of money.
But it did have a cool twist that was laughable, but it was also cool, because it's like you could have just ended the movie here, but no, you had this little twist thing in here. I don't know. I mean, it's not so bad. It's good, but I guess it's worth a watch if you're just interested and curious about the OG, the Gore OG, and give him a look.
I rented a bunch of these movies back in the 80s. I don't know if I ever rented this one or not. I remember the name vividly, but they all kind of blur.
He has a place in
Yeah.
horror history. I totally
For
agree.
sure. For sure.
You just have
Yeah,
to
he
be in the
does.
mood.
And like I said last week, you don't hear his name as much as you used to in the 80s when things were more about the gore and stuff. But yeah, spoiler alert. So he but the I can't remember what I was gonna say about this thing, but I liked Gore Girls better. It was just more ridiculous, a little bit more competent, and way more gory. It's just getting through the strippers with their marching band music.
That's my favorite part.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. As the movie ran out, just I let it play, and another movie comes on, and it was a remake of The Wizard of Gore, which I didn't know existed, starring Crispin Glover and Brad Dourif.
It was
I have to see this.
It was the Wiz of Gore.
I have
He's
to
on
see
down.
this.
He's on down the road.
The Glover of Gore.
So
wow, who knew there was a remake?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't. And Bijou Phillips is in it too.
Oh, interesting cast. All right, Jason.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Didn't watch anything else. Nope.
All right. To the man who's had a lot of news, he's got a birthday. He's full of bourbon. He's full of ranch dressing soda that I saw you drink. At the tasting club.
Oh my gosh, Jack! All these
Tasting
pops
club
you've been
is
drinking.
disgusting.
I'm done with the gross sodas. Thank God.
By the way, did you buy like a case of just assorted crap sodas?
I bought a 6-pack of weird sodas, and I'm done. I've just finished. Surprisingly, the canned corn was the worst one. I thought that was going to be the tamest one.
Yeah,
you would think because high fructose corn syrup.
Corn syrup, yeah.
Yeah, no, it tasted exactly like you open up a can
Corn
of Green
water.
Giant and just drank it.
Oh, God.
Carbonated.
Whereas like the ranch dressing, I was terrified. I thought I was going to throw up as soon as and it was just like nothing. So thank God. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, you lucked out on that one.
I had an extra glass next to me. And
yeah, I saw.
Anyway,
it reminds me of when we have Thanksgiving together. Our special.
Yes. I wish you were there.
Vomit buckets.
Hunter, you're gonna love what I watched because I'm not only seeking out movies I haven't seen, I'm seeking out movies that I haven't seen in a long time. And because there's another remake of The Blob coming, I went over to Tubi and I watched the 1988. I watched 2 1988 movies. The Blob,
the best version of The Blob so far.
And here's the thing: I saw that probably in 1989.
Yeah, me too.
And I enjoyed it then. I enjoyed it even more now. And yes, I think when they made this, they knew they were making a better version of The Blob because there's like a great YouTube video about this that I watched afterwards about the making of it. And they put so much work into the special effects on this that and the guy who made the original Blob, I think, was involved. So there was a lot of love behind this movie. But I don't know if any of you guys watched Entourage, but Kevin Dillon is the lead in this. And when you watch this, knowing Kevin Dillon from Entourage, this movie is an entirely different animal because every time he says something, you just hear Johnny Drama. It's awesome. And the guy he plays is friggin' like young Johnny Drama. It's awesome.
And Shawnee Smith.
Shawnee Smith is in this movie. And young Erica Aliniak.
Oh, I forgot about that one. And
Who's
Jason
that?
would have Billy Mosley.
Yeah, Bill Mosley.
So yeah, Shawnee Smith. Sometimes we got to pull up her IMDb because this woman's got a resume.
She does. She did a lot, including on TV too.
Okay, the Saw chick.
Yeah,
Yes.
Saw chick. You may remember her such things as Scares of Care a couple years ago.
She was there?
I think so, wasn't she?
I don't remember that.
I
Are
feel
you
like I
confusing
talked
her
to
with
her.
Danielle Harris?
I thought I talked to Shawnee Smith too.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Anywho,
Sip of bourbon.
the
Get your
Blob.
thoughts collated.
This movie, the special effects are so great. It's a lot of fun. If you are like looking for something, or if you haven't watched this in a long time, Hunter said it when we were talking about the Blob remake in the award-winning news segment a couple of weeks ago. Whenever this comes up, that's the best Blob.
That's Blob by far. Fun.
And you're right. You keep on saying that.
I'm going to keep on saying it, and I'll give another double feature. This version of the Blob and Slither.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Same vibes, man. That'd be a fun night.
Yeah, the old man with the slime on the stick.
And if you're gonna add a third, go Night of the Creeps.
Yes,
you're good.
That's
my
favorite.
God. Curation Nation, right there.
Mahoning Theater, call me up. I'll set it all up for you.
My only problem with this version of the Blob is the end sucks. The effects are not good at the very end. The whole way up, they're great, but the end just it just fails the movie. It really
I don't think we
does.
noticed back when it first came out, though. Back when it first came out, we were like, hell yeah. Jurassic Park ruined everything.
It's not good.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Good choice.
And like I said, I haven't seen this since because I didn't see it in the theater. So whenever it came to HBO was when I saw it. And I saw it once, enjoyed it. And if you're looking for a fun watch, or you just haven't seen anything, this is a good little 80s nugget to check out. And like I said, Kevin Dillon,
and his motorcycle.
It is so
good flick. All right, I'm going to talk about a movie Jason talked about last week, and he saw it because I texted him when I saw that it was on Amazon. It's the Blackwell Ghost Part 8. I saw that on, and my wife was me like, well, we got to watch it right now. It's like, all right, hold on, let me text Jason and the guys, let them know it's out there. I think he's doing one a year right now. I think that's the pace he's at. And I'm telling you, for a one-man band, and I'm not even, that's insulting saying what he did is great for a one-man band. It'd be great for a person with a crew. Not a huge crew, but a crew. The quality in these has stepped up. It's definitely pulled more away from you get the feeling it's just a dude walking around with a camera. So it's the music, the score is really good and creepy in these movies now. And again, there's always one or two moments, and I know they're coming, and I jump off my chair. It gets me every time. It's become a mystery. It's become a creepy mystery, from investigating about a ghost to getting this house down in Florida that he was investigating a ghost at the time. And now it's an actual live serial killer who is leaving all these clues and playing this game with this guy and popping in and out of the house when he's in there and stuff. And Jason, I don't know how you feel. Even when he first went to this Florida house, that ghost that just like sounds like it's punching the door down the hallway.
Yeah.
That I'm like, if I'm in that house, I have lost every piece of excrement in my colon. And I am
no normal human being would ever go back in that house with that banging.
No
chance.
And I don't care if it's the 100th time you've been in there with that banging. I'm still out. Yep. So Blackwell Ghost 8 is such a fun movie. This whole series, I don't have any weak points in the series so far, which is amazing that this guy has done this long. And I'm looking forward to 9 because it ended on a cliffhanger. So kudos.
It's funny because at this point he's getting evidence from a serial killer and just like ignoring the cops. Like he's not even telling them sometimes.
By the way, yeah, he had a cop friend. His voice is always like modulated, but he was like a bastard to the guy this time around. Like, F you, police.
I'll take down this serial killer myself.
Can't help me. This is your big chance, bitch. So that was the one change in him, is like the attitude in this movie. He was kind of a jerk. But maybe that's setting up so we won't mind when he eventually gets murdered. That's the end. I don't know. But it's good. If you haven't checked them out, they're on Amazon.
They're fun.
They're relatively cheap, but they're worth everything. And they're quick. So, all right.
I have one more thing. I'm not going to go into it, but I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen, for Creepy Couch, I just saw Orphan First Kill. Have you guys seen this? All of you?
Didn't we do a main feature?
I think we did a main feature on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, man. I don't know about you guys. Oh yeah, I liked it better than the original Orphan.
Wow, bold.
Yeah, when
like
the
it.
twist happens,
Bold move, Cotton.
when the twist happens, then I was so in. I
ESPN, the Ocho.
I haven't been that in to a movie in a really long time because I did not see that coming at all. The other twist was I kind of saw it coming, and I think I heard a little bit about it when I was watching it, so I wasn't that shocked. But this one, it's always cool when you have a movie that relies heavily on the twist. Saw was another good example. How I thought you're not going to get me in the second one, and there's a good twist in there. And anytime a movie doesn't just rest on the laurels of the twist, but has a good writer writing a great story. But I was super impressed, and I wasn't sure if I particularly wanted to hear what Jason thought because it's a prequel and a sequel.
Well, we all liked it.
Yeah, we all liked it. Yeah,
I liked it, but I thought it was a step down from the first one.
yeah, I liked the first one better, but
Good
it's still
movies,
good.
man. I had no idea. I just saw them both recently. Good movies.
I remember the awful CG fire at the end.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking they did a pretty good job making a 97-year-old woman seem like she was 13 again.
Nev Campbell never looked younger.
If you watch the original, like not long after, you go, "Oh my god, she's like so different." It's crazy.
It's like watching The Red Dragon with Anthony Hopkins, like 10 years after Silence of the Lambs. You're like, wait, what?
What happened to you, sir?
Yeah, solid movie for a movie that you wouldn't think could ever have a sequel, and to be solid, they did a good job pulling that off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now everybody needs to go put on their special underpants and sit on Chad's creepy couch and check it out.
Yes.
Stickiness is free. All right. Thank you for staying with ESPN the Ocho. Let's get to the main feature, Frogman.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
God, I love Dodgeball. So tonight's movie is a found footage feature with, I explained before the show. Yes, Jack, your hand is raised.
I would like to do the recap for this one.
Okay. Just real quick.
Do you want me to do it now or you want to finish talking and then I'll do it?
Just let me finish, goddammit.
Go ahead. I just want to make sure.
No, just say a found footage featuring the Frogman, which is a cryptid that I will get into later. And it's very special, but not necessarily near and dear to me. Jack, why don't you explain this movie to us?
I got this recap off of one of those get-a-lifers on Twitter, and it was pretty good. It says, our main feature tonight is a movie about a giant frog with a magic wand that bangs chicks in Ohio. I'm cracking a beer for this one.
Is that not what the movie's about?
And I thought that was like, I was like, well, there it is. That's your recap, folks.
Yeah, perfect. I honestly thought you were going to sing the Rainbow Connection.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
See?
Hi, on the other side.
We should do an entire episode as Muppets.
Waka waka.
But until then, we're just going to go as vanilla faces like we always do. So this is the first time I have ever rented a movie on Tubi. And
YouTube.
I had a hard, I'm sorry.
YouTube. Me too.
And I had a hard time finding it.
Dude, me
it was
too.
not easy to find.
No.
Typed in Frogman. I got 400 other things before I found
I had a bigger problem with trying to rent it on YouTube and it saying, we're sending something to your tablet to approve, and then nothing coming on my tablet. So finally, I just ordered on my iPhone and it showed up on my TV. So.
I'm walking up the TV. I'm scanning QR codes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
The key is do it on your phone and then it'll do it to the TV.
It didn't want to accept the credit card that I use for Google stuff all the time. I was like, oh.
I had that issue too.
Same problem. Yeah, I didn't want to do my PayPal, and it shut my PayPal down. So I used a different browser, and then it was like, what?
Man, we went through a lot to watch this damn movie. This is the most we've ever gone through to watch.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it in search. Trailers were coming up, and then there was YouTube people talking about the next found footage you need to see, but it's almost like a shadow banned or something. Very strange.
Why is it only on YouTube? I
It's
don't
also on
understand.
Vudu, and then I think this week it showed up on Apple TV for rental.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay. We got it early. All right. So, Jason, you are a found footage expert. Used to be the mangled dick expert, but that was stolen for Joe Bob's purposes. That's fine.
Yeah,
So
that's fine. She can have it.
Yeah. What do you think?
I have a high tolerance for found footage, like higher than the average person by far, higher than the average horror fan. I don't know why. Found footage speaks to me. I liked that they used a high 8 camera to record a lot of this to try to give it an older feel. It can help you hide a lot of the faults. So that was fun, making it seem like an older movie and then intercutting it with some cell phone stuff every now and then was fun. My biggest problem is this felt like it should have been a segment in a VHS movie. It felt like it should have been a 20-minute story stretched to an hour and a half. So I actually looked when the first thing really happens. It was 56 minutes into the movie. And I was like, for a horror movie, this is like way, way too long. And the female actress was really trying with the southern character she was doing.
Yeah.
She had some funny stuff there to try to make something happen, but it's legitimately an hour before anything in this movie happens. And if you still care at that point, you might still dig it, but the pacing was a problem for me. But I also want to be fair. This movie was made for a ham sandwich. Like clearly there was no budget in this. And if you look at the credits, almost no one worked on the movie. This is very, very small. I had to freaking rent it on YouTube for Christ's sakes, which I didn't even know you could do. So, I don't want to like trash it or anything, but my biggest gripe is the pacing. Something needed to happen way earlier than it did.
Right. All right.
Not that it's like god awful or something. But.
No, you would say if it was. So that's why I went to you first. The expert has weighed in. Jack, you're up.
I was very leery of a low budget found footage movie, and I enjoyed it. Though I will say, I will echo Jason in that I was watching it going, okay, this is like a VHS segment that I would really like. Like if we watch those VHS things, there's always like one or two of them like, that was really good, and that one was terrible. This would have been one of the ones that was like, oh, the Frogman one was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there's a little bit of fat that you could trim off on this. At the same time, I enjoyed this movie because I just sat back and went, you're not a movie critic, you're a horror fan, I enjoy they did the things they needed to do because they showed some stuff. They showed the monster. They showed
a couple of times.
Yeah, so like there was a little bit of payoff where if it was one of those ones where you just never saw anything and did we see, was it there or not?
The last broadcast?
Yeah. You know what? That's on
Blair
Freevee.
Witch?
I think we should do the last broadcast.
Jersey Devil?
I haven't
Where?
seen that in a while.
It's on Freevee. So it's like, oh, we don't have to pay.
I think it's on Shudder too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Even better. No commercials. So I definitely have some questions, and I would not recommend this for everybody, but I just enjoyed it as a goofy, fun found footage movie. And I actually stopped the movie to look up if the Frogman was a real thing, because when they got to the gift shop and there was all this stuff, I was like, there's no way they spent their budget making
much
all
stuff
this
in here.
swag.
I thought the same thing. I was like, this must be an actual town. There's frog
That's
shit
what I
everywhere.
thought too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hodger, you can bring us up to speed on that later. So,
Yeah.
I had
All
fun with Frogman.
Is someone's cable like rubbing their shirt or something? I'm
barely
not
moving.
hearing it now that I mentioned it.
That-
Yeah, now I don't hear it at all. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. All right, Chad.
I'm not as forgiving with found footage as Jason is. Bad acting really gets me out of it.
That's
I
all
thought-
found footage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you look at some of the, like the high desert ones, the what's the Lake Mungo, which are, those are kind of like mockumentary,
Yeah.
things, whatever. But they're the acting in them is exceptional. I thought Blair Witch was good, but anyway, I'm a big found footage fan too. But if it's got bad acting, I know that you guys carry the flag for Poughkeepsie tapes, but I've said before, that was my biggest problem with that one, was the acting.
That's a spoiler.
No, it's Chad mentioned Poughkeepsie tapes.
Drink.
Oh, dual meanings for the bell.
Yeah.
There's going to be more. I've decided.
Yeah. I won't bring up Evil Dead 2. Anyway, I thought the acting was really good in this. There was at the beginning, it felt like it was kind of weak. There was one character in particular that I didn't think was doing a great job, but then the three, once they set out, you could tell that there was improv here, which I think is super important with found footage. I don't think that you should have like a script. I think you should like curb your enthusiasm this, where it's like you got a kind of an idea where you're headed and you want some key elements to be said and stuff, but just shoot a ton of stuff and use the best of it. Because a lot of these people in these found footage movies are not actors anyway. So that works best. And I thought they did a great job with the acting. Yeah, like Jason said, slow, man, an hour in. And which surprisingly, it didn't quite feel like that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a romantic at heart. And so they had that will they, won't they thing. Very, very subtle. But maybe that kept me a little bit.
You thought that was subtle?
The guy and the girl?
Well, it was only mentioned a few times. So anyway.
Wait, what did she say about me?
My biggest problem was the every time they even just said Frogman, I would just like, are you serious? I just couldn't take it serious. I couldn't get scared for them. A Frogman. I just couldn't.
I can't see how.
Through the whole thing. Especially at the end. I'm just like, really? If this would have been anything, like something I'd never heard of before, or Bigfoot again, or another Blair Witch type thing or something, I think I would have enjoyed it more, but I just I thought the Frogman thing was hilarious.
Well,
not
before
horrible.
You say anything, Hunter, the Frogman, is this a real cryptid?
Yes.
Does he actually have like a magic wand?
There are people that have said this magic wand thing, but not in the actual site. Like the sightings was by like, it started in the 50s, and then a cop saw it, and then another cop shot an iguana like not long after, like a 4-foot iguana without a tail, and was like, dude, this is what you saw. So who knows? But it's a big thing. So yeah, if you went to Loveland, Ohio right now, you're going to get all kinds of Frogman stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems ridiculous. Like, I know about this cryptid. I added Frogmen. I did a book, Clash of the Cryptids, so I put in like, I don't know, 30 or 40 cryptids in it battling against each other. And at one point there were Frogmen. And whenever I was writing the Frogmen, I was just like going, this is so stupid.
Did you give them wands?
I did not give them wands, though. No.
Dude, they could have been like a Harry Potter battle,
And I think about it because I had Puckwudgies with spears who could like teleport back and forth like Nightcrawler.
Okay, I haven't read this book. Apparently I need to.
It's only on Patreon. I'm going to put it out in the wild for sure. It's huge. It's like a 500-page book.
500 pages of cryptids fighting?
It was it was a choose your own adventure book. I was also putting patrons in there. It just got out of control. It's spun out of control.
We should make it into like a YouTube serial and act it out.
Oh, that would be funny, especially like the aerial fights between Thunderbirds, Bat Squatches, and Jersey Devils.
Bat Squatches?
This Bat Squatch. It says Sasquatch. It has bat wings. It's a thing.
Jesus Christ! What? No, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. So, like I said, I enjoy a lot of cryptids. Frogman, I enjoy enough to have included it in a book, but I even agree it's kind of silly.
I want a Frogman shirt so bad.
Now I'm like one state away from Ohio. I should go there, and I'll bring you back a shirt.
You're still a pretty good ride from Ohio.
I know, it's like 6 hours. But so yeah, I wanted this going. All right, it's found footage. I dig found footage. I liked the feel of this. I loved that it would look like old school. It looked like last broadcast.
Yeah, I loved all that.
little better than McPherson tape kind of stuff. It dealt with the cryptid, thrilled because I'm like, wow, this is the year of the cryptids because we're going to have a Bigfoot movie coming up soon with Jesse Eisenberg. I agree with the pacing. By the way, in the very beginning, when they're at the party to say goodbye to that girl, didn't you want the Cloverfield monster to just crash that
Yes.
party? I kept going, when is Cloverfield coming? And I did think when they're doing the road thing, I said, I just want someone to do a found footage movie where they acknowledge, hey, let's not film us driving to the location and cut all that crap out. Like, nobody ever needs to see this stuff, but it's in there every time.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, when we get to spoilers, I want to talk about that.
But I did like that they showed like a picture of the Frogman. He got like a couple of pictures in the first hour before it really started going. And I kept getting that VHS vibe too, for the whole movie. I liked it. Look, I know this is no masterpiece, but for what they had and what they did with it, with a cryptid that is not one that, like, you guys have some idea about Bigfoot and cryptids and stuff. You didn't even know this thing was real. So it's not like it was made for the Frogman loving masses. This is not many.
Also, they just took a Hunter. If you and me sat down and just like, all right, let's go through the book. You know, I'd be like, oh, we got to do Frogman. Come on.
And I would push you to Puck Wedgies. I'd say, no, we're going to Massachusetts. We're doing Puck Wedgies.
I want Bat Squatches.
Bat Squatches are, I mean, I just think the size of a Sasquatch and the wingspan it would take, the strength to pull that fat ass off the ground.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. How could you believe in that?
Definitely the problem with the idea.
Yeah, I don't buy that one at all. The physics of it doesn't make sense, man. But I like this for a found footage movie. I actually enjoyed it. But knowing that there's a large part of this that you could have cut away and made like a 30-minute movie.
Should we do spoilers? I kind of want to talk about the end when things happen.
First, for spoilers, you're talking about being in the car. So they have this conversation where they think the guy in the back seat is asleep. Yes. And then later in the movie, both of them are like, wait, you heard that?
Mind blown.
I have said things to people with somebody else who I thought might be asleep, but I always had the possibility in my head that they're listening to what we're talking about. So I would never act like that. That for me, I could buy all the frogs in a tunnel with sex wands and stuff. That was the most unbelievable thing.
Sex wands.
Oh God.
My next book.
Yeah, actually, that scene is part of a couple scenes that I didn't like, but it's a product of found footage in general, but you have to be pretty clever to get around it. There are parts where I'm like, why are you recording this in the way you're recording it? It's just weird. And that was one of them. Like, why is this guy recording this? He wants to blackmail his friends. Like, he thinks they're going to talk about it, so he's acting like he's asleep.
He's a creeper.
Yeah, it's like some stuff like that, but
I did love the jacket she bought, though. That was sweet.
Dude, that Macho Man jacket was the shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked that Southern character she was doing, and I liked how it pissed the guy off. I thought that was all well done. I had fun with that. But the end is when I was like, man, this is a VHS movie with the cult and the caves, and this is a VHS segment right here.
It got nuts.
And then they just did give you a nice full shot of Frogman with his tongue around somebody, and I was like, yes, yes, thank you. And
then I want to see Deborah Logan come out and then consume them with her cracked open jaw.
I got a couple of questions. I don't about what exactly is going on, because there's a Frogman like sex cult.
Yes,
of course.
So Frogman has sex with people and makes frog eggs, right? But also he can spit on you and turn you into a frog person, because that's what happens to the friend, right?
Well, was he turning into a frog, or was he just really warty?
Well, what did he spit on him with, Jack? I think is the question.
Oh God!
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was off camera, right? He was covered. I don't know.
That's a very good observation.
Frog bukkake.
And then
Frog hockey.
I have a question about the very, very end because please tell me you stayed for the post-credit stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Because
Harry Potter
Hunter,
in there.
Hunter, you're famous for not watching the.
I am,
post-credits.
but I paid for it, so I was going to stay.
What happened?
So the main guy hasn't talked to the girl in like a year, whatever. But he's on the speaker circuit, and his eyes white at one point? The first shot you see
when he's sitting there waiting.
Yeah, I think his eyes might have been.
Oh,
white.
I didn't notice
couldn't
that.
tell. But then
I don't think so.
He whips out the sex wand at the very end, and it like glows. So is he exposing the Frogman, or is he under the thrall of the Frogman?
I'm going to say thrall.
I don't know. It does say the Frogman will return.
Yes,
so...
like a Marvel movie.
He's a Frogman familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what he's going to do with
Frog.
And he eats bugs. It's
yes,
perfect.
yes.
By the way, speaking of end credits, is there anything that happens after the credits in Dune? Because I had to pee so bad, I was like, I'm out.
I don't know because I was so freaking exhausted by the end of that movie.
All right,
there was no way I was staying for anything more.
I wasn't sure.
I wanted to mention too the end of the movie, even though it had the mandatory video glitches over and over and over that all these movies have. I thought the CG with the frog creature and the tongue and all that was actually pretty well done considering the money this movie had.
I didn't think we'd get that shot.
I didn't either. I thought that was pretty well done. So I just wanted all that shit at the end. I needed a little bit of that at like the half-hour mark. You know, I needed like
hints of it at least.
Well, we had the
hints of it.
We had the Hunter Shea guy dressed up like the frog in the woods. That was
oh my god. That wouldn't be me. I'd be the old agitated guy, telling a story and kicking you out. That'd be me.
Get the hell out of here.
But honestly, I thought when we did see the Frogman, if we did, it would be like a cutout. Especially once you got to like the cases, like, this is going to be like a cutout. That's
like the 3 Men and a Baby ghost behind.
Yeah,
them.
they're going to edge it around the corner. It's going to be so dark and grainy, we'll never see it. But no, they actually went for it. So I was appreciative of that.
He was edging around the corner.
Oh, he was edging. Okay.
just as that guy who got covered by the frog hockey.
Oh my god.
He's turning the town one person at a time.
Hold on, just give me 3 days.
He wasn't wearing glasses, so I wasn't expecting it.
Oh shit!
So when they go into the tunnels, that was so great. Because first of all, they run into the guy, the old guy.
Yep.
And he's like looking for his granddaughter, which of course they showed the picture of the girl. So right there, you have to be when they showed all the townspeople in the beginning. I was saying like, who's coming back at the end of this movie?
Well,
and not only that, the one guy straight up says the Frogman fucks. He straight up says it at the beginning.
Yes, he does.
He
that
wasn't wrong.
Dude.
The guy who couldn't roll the cigarettes up in his sleeve.
Yeah, they cut away.
Yeah, he called it.
There's so much to like in this movie. Like, you forgive the little things that don't work out right.
Yes.
All these long pauses and stuff. You forgive it all, especially once you've seen it and you have a chance to really think about it. You know what? That was actually more fun than it ever deserved to be.
Yeah, it just needed better pacing, honestly.
Because if it was a VHS segment, it would have started 5 minutes before they go into the tunnel, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'd have seen the clip of him as a kid spotting it, and then it would have jumped into the future when he's back in the town. Like, it would have skipped all that road stuff.
So, by the way, Jack, we talked to Kristen Dearborn about her Faith of Dawn skunk apes with a sex cult. So we've gotten 2 cryptids with sex cults. This must be a thing now. This is a subgenre.
No wonder you love this genre.
Don't forget about the what was that Bigfoot movie we watched where the
yeah.
Well, that was another sex cult movie.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember the name of that movie off the top of my head. If you
me
paid
either.
$1,000.
It's like,
I forgot about that.
That might have been Dawn of something.
Floral Essence or
Dawn
something.
of Justice.
Yeah, it was like Flowers in the Sun or something. I don't know what it was.
It had that
Islands
kind of
in
like
the Islands in the Stream.
That is what we are. But yeah, so there is a definite subgenre of cryptid sex cult movies, and books.
I like it.
Yeah, writing's on the wall.
What'd you think of the dude who got the load?
I think he wanted it.
I think he was having the most fun in the movie.
He was.
It's hard for the cameraman to stand out in some of these movies, you know?
And I think he did a great job of it.
Yeah, it's a tough. It's
and
a tough
they
game.
dedicate the movie to him at the end. That was awesome. Yeah, so that was it. Like at the end of this movie, I was really curious to see what you guys were going to think of it, because I was like, oh man, if you're in the wrong mood for this and you're kind of watching it like this,
yeah,
wrong. But if you're watching it like this, you're going to have a blast with this movie.
I'm surprised all of us liked it in their own way. Like I thought at least one of us would just be like, what the hell are we doing? So that's big. We're old jaded white dudes and we all dug the movie.
Yeah, I want to be fair. That's why I wanted to preface with, I have a very high tolerance for found footage. So me finding something entertaining doesn't mean everybody else will.
And
so indie
filmmakers, you're rooting for indie filmmakers, and because you got a good payoff from this, you got to tip your cap to them. They're making a friggin' found footage movie. They hit all the beats that
they did.
A found footage movie has.
And aesthetically, it was pleasing.
They shot it with high 8, baby.
The sound was awful, which is what it would be like with that camera.
Yep, love it.
Yeah, that's what I recorded on in college, was a high 8. That shit was terrible.
Do we have a lot of Dave videos that we could
I
preview
do
one day? Oh my god,
I
can only imagine.
I have some shit. Dave could never run for office while I have these.
Dave's doing some Frogman on Jason.
No.
Frog teabag. All right. So I suggest, I'm going to throw this out for next week. How about Poor Things? That has nothing to do with Oscars or crap like that, only because I watched it.
I've seen it already, so it's okay with me.
But consider it's on Hulu.
Jack, is that a horror movie?
It's a modern day.
It's not really a horror movie, but it's a Frankenstein-ish.
It's like a titty movie.
There's lots of Emma Stone naked in it.
Yep.
Let's think about it. I say let's
think about it. I'm just throwing that out there. If you all want, all you listeners, create a poll.
I'll say this: Emma Stone won Best Actress for that, and I was happy she did.
I fully endorse that. But until then, I want you to smash that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, sit on the creepy couch, go to So Bad It's Good, hang out with the Monster Men. Our shit is everywhere. So come join us and spread the word.
You plugged everything. That was a good YouTube outro.
Thank you.
Bye.
Game over,